All right, guys. Welcome back. We've got a round of 32 matchup for you. Unfortunately, it was a remake. We did have a DC, so now we did miss most of the picking phase. It is all pick. I'm Zyori, with me is Min, and we have CAPR on our Legion side facing off against Team Auto on the Hellborn. Min, we did a little bit of theory crafting about these heroes during the picking phase that unfortunately got lost in transit due to the amount of downtime between these games. But first of all, buddy, how you feeling here coming into Game 2?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm really excited. And as I say just now, we had a pretty much amount of 1,500 over the Hellborn side. So they are really mystery, and I really want to see what they are capable of.
Right. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. They do have some fresh accounts over there, so who knows? They could be 1,300 or they could be 1,900. No one knows their true identity, except those at the LAN centers sitting next to them. So anyhow, let's go ahead and just look over these rosters very quickly here. Up on, well, this top lane looks like it'll be nice and spicy. Our Legion team, CAPR, I believe that was CAPR. They are going to have Emerald Warden, Glacius, Pyromancer up here in the top lane as a bit of a tri-lane here. They're going to have Bubbles in the bottom solo close lane, and we're going to get to see a solo mid Rampage. Oh boy, is that going to be fun. Wretched Hag going to be the long lane suicide hero for our Hellborn team. Polywog Priest going to be the solo mid. Then up in the top, going to have a little bit of a tri-lane on tri-lane action. Draconis, Aluna, and Fade going to be the Hellborn tri-lane here. So an interesting lineup. We both talked about, quite a bit about Polywog Priest and how powerful he can be in the hands of a strong player, how well he synergizes with a pushing team. And in this particular matchup, a lot of pushers were banned. So in the drafting phase that we missed here. So Polywog Priest was a very valuable pick. But I'm focused on Rampage, man, and we both talked about it as well. A hero that is a little bit of a joke, gets a lot of laughs, but he really can be quite powerful if he gets out of control. If he gets that farm, maybe gets a couple of early kills, he truthfully can snowball. And again, a lot of his abilities, or all of his abilities for that matter, go through Shrunken Head. So that makes a really big difference against some of these squishy heroes that in most cases can get away with being squishy by going for a Shrunken Head early on, and Rampage sort of makes that a bit more difficult. So I'll be excited to see how well he does. Min, what are your thoughts about the overall rosters, though? Do you like one team more so than the other?
Well, to be exact, yes, I do. I prefer the Hellborn's lineup compared to the Legion's lineup because, as I said just now, I don't really like the Emerald Warden beat-up. So, I mean, if you can see their lineup, he is definitely going for a carry role over here, so looks like there's engage going through, and Ice Imprisonment followed by Dragonfire cast on Fate and Face in big trouble. Well, Burning Shadow cast on Emerald Warden, but well, he's going to go down nonetheless by Pyromancer, and Luna is in big trouble. Definitely he will be go down here as well. So wow, big play by the Legion team, and Draconis, well, he's gonna be safe nonetheless. They are run out of mana, so wow, 2 kills there 1 minute in, so really, wow.
Yeah, our Legion team off to a hell of a start. Pardon me, still recovering from a little bit of a sickness, guys. My apologies for the bit of coughing. Anyhow, very nicely done. Like you said, Emerald Warden picking up one of those kills, but I believe Pyromancer was the one to actually grab that bonus of Bloodlust Gold, and yep, he was. So that's going to be a great start. And just looking at these tri-lanes, this is definitely a bit of a killer tri-lane here for this Legion team. They have, well, I like this lineup just a little bit better in the way of tri-lane. They have a little bit more burst damage, and they can afford to just be a little bit more aggressive. Pyromancer in particular really fitting in well right here. Aluna and Fade, certainly okay tri-lane heroes, but of course Fade being a melee support does put them at a little bit of a disadvantage. They will get out harassed here as Glacius and Pyromancer just have that range advantage. And just sort of less burst damage for this Hellborn lineup as well. Draconis, fantastic, but not quite as bursty as Emerald Warden is one of the things we talked about, although maybe doesn't carry quite as hard as some of the other hard carries that could have been picked in his stead, like Silhouette, for example. He does bring a lot to the table, and that is definitely magic burst damage. And of course, the 5-second silence will be very powerful against blinky heroes like Wretched Hag, and of course, Polywog Priest, who has a couple channeling abilities as well. Let's take a look at some of these other lanes here. Let's take a look at the mid lane. How is Rampage farming against Polywog Priest? He's sitting 10-7. Polywog Priest sitting 6-0. So Polywog Priest struggling a little bit here. He does have his bottle and did guess bottom for that rune. And what was it? It may have been a regeneration, I think, that he went ahead and ate. Yep. So there you go. Rampage off to a good start, though. And as you were mentioning, he's so annoying. Getting that bash passive pretty much gives him a free last hit every 8 seconds. So he hits damn hard on top of that as well. Very difficult to outlast hit by a Polywog Priest here. 53-60 compared to the 70-80 plus the hatchet on Rampage. You can understand why the creep scores are the way they are.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we can see that Rampage is really leading the way at a middle lane, but once they reach level 6, the tide will turn. So as we always mention that be it Polywog Priest or Pyromancer, once they reach level 6, they would definitely get a sure kill. So well, Rampage gonna be real careful once Polywog Priest reach level 6. But I don't know if he will be able to charge out from the wards. That's the question. So yeah. Do you know anything about that?
Charging out of wards. That is a very interesting question. Something tells me that he can. I don't know, because we see Rampage so little. I don't know that I've really seen it. I can't think of a time that I've seen him do that. But if he does get ward trapped, well, let's read the tooltip here. Not that the Han tooltips are particularly indicative, and actually maybe able to maybe see Rampage pick up a kill here. Oh, one more auto attack, and he may have been able to really slow down that Polywog Priest, but he did sip up the bottle, so perhaps that was the smart play. 4-minute rune going to be an illusion down here in the bottom, and Polywog Priest is going to bottle it up. All the while in the top lane, Aluna going to be in a little bit of trouble. Glacius going to be in some trouble as well. The power throw not going to connect. I think that may have been the end of Glacius, so a noble effort, but Glacius will be able to survive. Back to Rampage, though. Let's see where... Well, the tooltip gives us... what does he get? Movement speed, constant vision, yeah. But what do you get? Do you get, let's see. I don't know.
Based on my experience, in the past where you actually get a portal key on Rampage, when you actually blink into the place where you can't actually walk out, and where he start charge someone, he will just be stuck at the location. So once he had the opportunity to be charged out, he will gain full movement speed. So I think that was not intentional, and it's a bit of bug exploit. So I don't know about the...
He gets unit walking. So really the question is, what do the Polywog Priest wards count as? Are they units that he'll be able to walk over? Do they count as terrain? Or are they just something special that aren't really noted as either? So that's an interesting thought, and who knows? Perhaps time will tell. Rampage now level 6. As you said, Polywog Priest, one of these heroes, when he hits 6, he becomes a completely different force, capable of soloing almost any hero in the game. We're going to see more action up here in the tri-lane. Aluna going to get dove pretty deep. A beautiful stun from Pyromancer going to connect, but they may get turned around on here. Pyro going to be in a little bit of a sticky wicket. Emerald going to get caught by the stun from Fade, and that's going to be the end of her, and it'll be a 1-for-1 exchange when it's all said and done. All the while in the bottom lane, Hag and Bubbles exchanging a bit of damage. Neither side going to be able to pick up a kill. The way of item choices here in the side lane, Bubbles has actually picked up a bottle. Wretched Hag going for that early life tube. So we have a relatively even bottom lane down here. Bubbles 11-5, Wretched Hag 31-18. So wow, Clan doing a fantastic job farming in this long lane. Really giving Bubbles a run for his money down here.
Yeah, definitely. 12 up to now against a 32, it's really a huge difference, and the Wretched Hag seriously did a great job besides in a suicide lane. So he's in a big trouble right now. Ulti gonna cast by Rampage and follow up by Bubbles. No, we can't see any follow up, but well, Wretched Hag might be go down here. It's a hasted Rampage, so I forget to mention that, and definitely it's a kill for Rampage.
And there you go. That's what Rampage is made of. He's going to be able to just walk away, no problem. And that's what's scary. Hag blinked, but Rampage is fast. As you mentioned, he was hasted. But, yeah, there's no getting away from him. Hag with no boots, definitely not going to be able to outrun him. So very nicely done. That's going to be a kill for Rampage. Our Legion team now leading 4-1. Only 8 minutes in here. They're off to a hell of a start. Polywog Priest going to be able to get a little bit of much-needed farm in the meantime here. to try and catch up with that Rampage a little bit. Let's see how the carries up in the top lane are doing. Emerald Warden 18 and 8, Draconis 23 and 9. So both of them farming, well, kind of on par with one another, but probably not as much as they would have liked. Rampage, the leading farmer in this game though, at about 280 GPM.
Yep, that's right. So if compared to an Emerald Warden with a Draconis farm, so you need to actually control the Draconis, because he will really go out of hand once he gets his level. He don't really need his item to actually clear jungle stacks, so at least get some kills on him so he will not get the level advantage.
Right. And, you know, the thing about Draconis that, as you were just mentioning, for those that haven't seen too much Draconis play, really what makes him so powerful as a farmer is that Blazing Flight ability. And as we'll see this game continue, hopefully his supports will start stacking up this jungle and get some double and triple stacks going. And you'll see Draconis just drop that Blazing Flight and clear those packs so quickly. I don't think anyone can clear triple stacks in the jungle as fast as he can at that sort of level 7, level 8 mark, and you can see that GPM just skyrocket if that strategy is executed properly. Down here in the bottom lane, Bubbles almost finding himself in a sticky situation, but unfortunately he is going to get scared away by that Wretched Hag before Polywog Priest can come in. Voodoo Wards are up though, and they may try and pressure that bottom tier 1 tower. Very dangerous game they're playing though. Rampage able to free farm all the while that Polywog Priest is in the bottom, and that is definitely a scary thing to do, especially since he picked up that early kill. I don't know, man. I think this Rampage is kind of on par to start snowballing a little bit here in this game. Down in the bottom lane, though, the wards do come down. They're going to pressure this tower. Bubbles trying to do what he can. He is going to draw a little bit of the fire and start chipping away at the wards. He needs to be very careful, though. Hag's going to man up on him here. Beautiful take cover. Going to mitigate a lot of that damage. Now Hag's in a lot of trouble. There's the Kelp Field. Very well done by Bubbles right there. I don't know if he could have played that much better. Polywog Priest going to come in to clean him up, but he's going to keep his tower alive, and he does pick up a kill on Wretched Hag. Beautiful Bubbles work right there.
Yeah, definitely nice turnover by Bubbles using the cap field as well as the silence. So, well, drop the topic on the top lane. Emerald Warden is in big trouble, but he's going to go down. That's the question, but I don't think so. Not much follow-up going to happen, and Pyromancer is in big trouble now. Burning Shadows is coming out from Fate, and here we go there. And it's gonna be a wow, just a straight skill will be able to burst down Pyromancer down there. So well played there. And Rampage is charging Fate, and he ulti on her, and there he goes. Just one horn strike will be able to take down Fate. So
exactly right, and there you go. We see Helm of the Black Legion on Rampage already against the level 4 Fade. That's what Rampage is all about, man. He's going to be able to pick on those squishy supports this entire game. That's what that ulti is all about. Although on the bottom lane, though, the tier 1 tower did eventually fall to the hands of Polywog Priest, so the tower advantage is going in favor of the Hellborn side, although it is 6-3. They are actually slightly ahead on both gold and experience. Wretched Hag, get a man up a little bit too far here. She's going to get silenced, bashed, and that's going to be the end of her. I'm not sure what Hag was thinking on that one, but definitely a bit too aggressive, and well, Clan's going to pay the ultimate price with a first-class ticket back to the grave. See 3 heroes for the Legion sitting in the mid lane here. They may opt to try and push this tier 1 in the mid. Unfortunately for Rampage, he is totally dry, which will be good news for Polywog Priest. Also, this Hellborn tri-lane may get an opportunity to pressure this top tier 1 tower as well, depending on what CAPR does in the upcoming moments.
Yep, that's right. So, well, looks like they're going to defend this tower, and yeah. So, well, Rampage is really pretty much farm out right now. He already got the early Helm of the Black Legion, and he's going to snowball really hard at the mid-game phase. So, Polywog Priest really gonna need to consider to take down Rampage at this point of time to actually slow down his farm. So, well, looks like Polywog Priest is in big trouble. Here comes Pyromancer. He's going to assist, and Polywog Priest is in big trouble. Wow, he missed the Dragonfire and the Phoenix Wave. Wow. Really unfortunate there by Pyromancer, so he really missed by an inch. Well, if that's gonna connect, I think it's gonna be a sure kill on Polywog Priest. So, yeah, well, really fortune down there.
Bit of a misplay there from Zen on the Pyromancer, and the timing for that Rampage charge wasn't so great either. He had the ultimate coming up in just about 5 seconds, so if he had waited, well, just a little bit, he may have been able to make something happen right there. Nice ward coverage for both teams, though. We see wards down on that bottom room spot at just about the same timer. A nice Hellborn ward to give some coverage of that top rune, as well as a little bit of sight onto the Legion Ancients. And look at this, these nice aggressive lane wards here, blocking the pull. Lane ward from the Hellborn side. Both teams just really being active with these early wards of sight, which is definitely good to see. Rampage, though, he's now picked up his Ghost Marchers. Let's take a look at what build he's going for here, too. He's level 2 Stampede, level 4 Might of the Herd, and level 2 Horn Strike. So going for that beefy right-click auto attack. If you go level 4 Might of the Herd, especially with Ghost Marchers, I mean, wow, he hits for 137 to 147 right now. That is huge. That is so much bigger than anyone else in this game right now. No one else even in the triple digits yet. And this is sort of what we were talking about with how he can actually snowball. He's going to go ahead and drop the ultimate on Wretched Hag as Bubbles uses that Kelp Field. The rest of the Legion team going to come in. Hag's going to get dropped just about instantly. Emerald Warden going to be the one to actually pick up the kill. The rest of this Hellborn team is on the run. Polywog Priest, one more attack would do it, but Emerald Warden doesn't have any cooldowns up, and this Legion team not going to overcommit. So they pick up one kill, and now they're just going to pressure this tower. We'll see what Auto can do. I don't know if they have much of a response for this. They may be forced to sack this tier 1 mid tower. Aluna and Fade are just so low level right here. They need to be careful not to reveal themselves because neither of them have an escape mechanism right now. Fade without an ultimate and Aluna without the Deja Vu. They need to be very careful. But well, Legion side not going to have a creep wave here, and they're actually not going to be able to pressure that tower quite as much as I thought they may be able to. This is going to open up a window of opportunity for Draconis, though, who's doing a lot of damage to that top tier 1. It looks like she's going to be able to finish it off here momentarily. Not going to be able to grab the last hit. The Hell Cannon does it for her. But that's another tower kill for the Hellborn team, pulling ahead by about 1.4k gold here, 14 minutes in. Make that 3 tower kills as Polywog Priest wards come down to take out the mid tier 1 as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, wow, looks like there's an action going on the top. So they managed to burst down Glacier. So well done there. And Draconis actually managed to get the kill. So that isn't that bad at all. So, well, looks like Hellborn team starting to get recovered to this game. And they're really in good shape right now.
Yep, absolutely. And now we may even see further engagement here. Bubble's going to kind of square up with Wretched Hag. He's just going to shell surf away. Wretched Hag, I think, is going to have a little bit of a rough game here, though. Between Rampage as well as the silence from Bubbles, that blank mechanic is just not going to be quite as useful as it would be in many other situations. We're going to see Rampage pick up his 4th kill of the game as well onto that poor Aluna. Again, just abusing those squishy supports. More action in the mid lane. Polywog Priest going to fall. Wretched Hag probably would have gone down had Bubbles been a little more aggressive with those auto attacks. She didn't quite have that blink up, but they opted for the sure kill onto Polywog Priest. So still 2 kills going to come out in sort of odd places. 10 to 4. Tower is kind of the only thing keeping this Hellborn team in this game in the way of gold farm at the moment. Finally, they fall behind in the way of experience. Looks like they are going to lose their tier 1 in the mid. And we'll see how our Legion team continues here. I'm getting scared of this Rampage, though. 4-0-1, 15 minutes in, 1k gold. What are you thinking in the way of item choices after this? I mean, maybe a fast Souls Bulwark? I don't know. What would you like to see Rampage do, man?
Well, I would like to see a Shrunken Head on Rampage. So, because right now he's actually going more of a tanker build instead of a DPS, which we normally see a Frostburn immediately on a Rampage. So, well, if he had a Shrunken Head, he would be the initiator of the team. He would just charge in, activate the Shrunken Head, and looks like there's a Fate or nice Burning Shadow down there. And wow, a lot of massacre, a lot of changing of kills, and looks like Rampage is in big trouble. He's gonna definitely go down right here. Wow. And Emerald Warden is in big trouble, pursued by 4 heroes. Will he be able to keep alive? That's the question. He's gonna TP here right straight away. Wow, blast by Draconis, and he's gonna fall down here by Wretched Hag, actually scoring a quad kill down there. Wow, well played by Clan down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'm eating my words a little bit for saying Wretched Hag may have a little bit of a rough gaming. Pardon me. Oh god, I'm getting all congested again. Having a rough game. Very nicely done. That Fade stun, I mean, that was one of the best Burning Shadow initiations I've ever seen. He caught all 4 heroes right there, and that just set up for such an easy engage to the rest of the team. Very nicely done. I also didn't realize that Draconis' Dragon Flame interrupted ports. I guess the knockback technically counts as a mini stun, which does interrupt ports, but Yeah, the reason I didn't think that is because I know Zephyr Stun actually doesn't interrupt ports. Even though it will move your location, it still doesn't interrupt you. So I just assumed Dragon Flame fit into a similar category. But alas, it does work as an ability to interrupt ports. Who knew, Min? Who knew?
Yeah, that's right. So that's one thing to point out. I mean, it's good. For example, Flux does not interrupt port as well.
Right,
so
that's another. Yeah.
There's certain hero that does not interrupt portal. So yeah, I'm really surprised that Draconis actually works on portal.
Yeah, I'm very shocked as well. And one thing about that team fight that kind of cracked me up a little bit was seeing Rampage. You know, it was obvious their team was losing the fight. They were all in retreat mode. And he just turned, you know what? I'm going to bash this Fade in the face. And he actually picked up the kill on Fade. He is 5-1-1 now. So it wasn't a total loss for this Legion team. They did pick up a kill in that fight just because of that meaty auto attack from Rampage and the squishy nature of this Fade, who has absolutely no stats at the moment. We did catch a glimpse of Draconis farming the double stacked, it could have been a triple, I think it was a double stacked Ancients down there with that blazing flight. That's exactly what we were talking about. Draconis going to be able to rinse and repeat with that, and it'll make him a scary force throughout this game. After that fight, now Draconis actually leading the way in farm. He's overtaken that of Rampage, sitting around 350 GPM. He's picked up the Blessed Orb as well as the Sustainer. He's going to have that Null Stone pretty damn quick in this game. Wretched Hag actually not too far behind him as well after that quad kill with 1,700 gold in the bank. And I'm sure we'll see a Blessed Orb pop in that inventory before too long. Rampage going to initiate this, though, and he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Going to eat a lot of the crowd controls, and he's going to go down before this fight really starts. Polywog Wards are down as well, doing a lot of nice damage. Pyromancer going to fall. Bubbles looking like he's going to fall shortly after. This is just a massacre in favor of the Hellborn side. I don't know what happened right there. It looked like CAPR was gearing up for a nice tower push, and everything just fell apart one by one. They got picked off. I mean, it is going to open up a farming window for Emerald Warden down here in the bottom lane, but I don't think it's going to be enough farm to warrant 3 kills in exchange for 0 up at the top.
Yeah, definitely. If you realize for the Legion lineup, they only got 1 stunner, so it's really hard for them to connect and to synergize their teamwork, because actually Ice Imprisonment does not count as a stun. It actually acts as a immobilize skill, so they only had a Pyromancer stun, so it's really hard for them to synergize teamwork. So compared to the Hellborn team, they got Polywog Priest as well as Fate and Aluna, so they got so much more CC, so it's really hard for them to win and engage right now. But we look like Emerald just picked up a Shrunken Head. I'm not sure it's just the recipe or the whole thing, but
yeah,
well, that definitely will help out.
Yeah, I hope. Oh God, I hope it's the real thing, because if he just picked up the recipe before getting the Warhammer, I'll be scratching my head a little bit. But yeah, you're exactly right. I did see that picked up as well. And let's take a look at the courier here. Oh. No, nope, not on the courier. So anyway, that is a nice pickup for Emerald Warden. I have a feeling Rampage may be following suit. As you were mentioning, he did pick up the Mighty Blade, so it is possible he is going to go for that Frostburn, as you mentioned as well. But Shrunken Head is going to be the golden ticket for this Legion team. I think so much magic damage. Draconis will be that right-click auto-attack carry as this game continues, but he still puts out a hell of a lot of magic damage in this early phase as well. So at the very least, Mystic Vestments are going to be the key. Rampage, the only one with a set of Mystic Vestments, and I think some of these other heroes may be well advised to pick up a set of their own. Meanwhile, in the top lane, though, things are starting to heat up a little bit. This Legion team really eager to push this Tier 1 tower. Fade's got the ultimate active, and they need to initiate this. She's going to walk right near that Warded Rev, but it doesn't matter. Polywog Priest comes in to initiate. Pyromancer goes down, and let's see if they force the issue here. Nope, doesn't look like it. They're just going to take their kill and reset this fight, save those cooldowns for another day, and now we may see Team Auto here pressure this Tier 2 in the top lane. Looks like they're going to go for it. They're going to keep it going on, and they're going to make it happen. Rampage, he's going to walk right in front of him, catch a little bit of harass, but he'll be just fine. Bubbles, though, not going to be quite so lucky. He's going to get caught with a Hex. Can't take the Shell Surf. Thought he was going to be fine, but it's not going to happen. Uses the take cover, but it's not enough. He's going to go down. Now Rampage is going to come around from the backside. One at a time. CAPR walking to their death. They need to choreograph these team fights a little bit better. They need to work as a team. They can't run into 5 heroes one at a time, or that's what's going to happen. They're just going to keep handing over unnecessary kills when they could be, well, working together for a better team fight. Unfortunately, now they may be forced to sack this tier 2 tower in the top lane here 22 minutes in.
Yeah, definitely. We see a lot of miscommunication down there by the Legion team. So they really go into the engage one by one, and they really got picked off one by one. So that's not really what you want. You want to go in as a team, you fight as a team, and you win as a team, not just individually. This is a team game, so they might want to take note of that. So, well, they really need to synergize on their teamwork.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, really what they need to do in these team fights, until Pyromancer gets a portal key, or Bubbles for that matter, they need Rampage to initiate these fights. If they see all 5, they need Rampage to stampede his way in, pull somebody out with the ultimate, and have the follow-up there. Have that Shell Surf ready to rock and roll with the Kelp Field just to support this Rampage. And they could do it. I mean, Rampage had such a strong start. They could have really capitalized on that and continued with these team fights. Now, though, things are going to be a little bit more difficult. Looking at that GPM chart, Draconis is already taking over this game. He's above that 400 GPM mark, and Rampage has been going only down since that initial start. He's now sub 300, which is really, really rough. Also, 2 Null Stones have now been picked up, 1 on Draconis and 1 on Wretched Hag. I believe the recipe is on the Courier. She's going to head back to the base, and we'll see that Null Stone complete in just a moment. Yep, there it is. So that is 1 counter to Rampage. As we both mentioned, Stampede will, if you cast Stampede on someone with a Null Stone up, it will cancel the Stampede. Same with the ultimate. So although they both go through Shrunken Head, they do not go through Null Stone. That's going to make Rampage's job that much harder in this game. And I guess it's going to hurt that much more that Bubbles wasn't able to pick up an early portal key. Kind of all going back to that slow start he had in that bottom close lane against Hag.
Yep, that's right. So the Legion team, okay, there's a engage going at middle. Wow, Polywop is just got engaged right there, and that's what we want to see on Rampage actually do the initiation onto the Hellborn team instead of being initiated. So that's what we mentioned. We have been mentioning from time to time, so that's what we want to see. So yeah, and they had to realize that they really can't go to the late game phase because of Draconis. They don't have a hero that can really outfarm Draconis in terms of stacks. So they don't really have a hero like suitable with Rune Cleaver, so not be able to take out ancient stacks efficiently, unlike Draconis. So they don't really want to drag this game, so they might want to end this as soon as possible, even before Draconis get his shrunken head. So yeah, I
absolutely agree with you. We see a Luna here stacking in the jungle, doing what she needs to be to help buff up this Draconis. All the while, he's going to take out a double-stacked Ancients, and we see this Legion Ancients hasn't been touched. I believe that's actually the original set of Ancients. Or no, it's not, but it hasn't been touched in a while. I saw Rampage take it out maybe once. So, big disparity in farm right there. This Draconis just getting the better of the map farm. Rampage has made an interesting item choice, though. He went Mighty Blade into Portal Key. So I guess that slow start from Bubbles means that Rampage will be the initiator in this game kind of indefinitely, especially now that he has Portal Key. I don't know that it's necessary. I don't know that I've really seen Portal Key on Rampage before, and I feel like that not a bad choice, but maybe a little bit of overkill. I think Shrunken Head may have been the safer bet here.
Well, it's really a good choice if you really want to lock down one hero. So you just blink in and you just ulti the person that you want to lock down. So it's an ensure out. So there we go. So at the middle lane we see he just blinked to Wretched Hag and just ulted him. So it's an ensure kill that way. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's not that bad, but like we always say, if you get engaged, Portal Key is just a waste of money. You get no stats and absolutely nothing from Portal Key. So yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. One of the reasons why Portal Key is a bit of a double-edged sword, exactly what you just said. If you get initiated on, that's 2,100 gold worth of items. That does nothing, literally nothing. So a lot riding on the shoulders of this Rampage right now. He's still the leading farmer on this Legion team. Emerald Warden will be able to carry this game a little bit eventually, but that farm just feigning in the shadow of this Draconis, now up to about 425 GPM. He's picked up that Shrunken Head. He's still farming the Ancients here. It's, you know, this Draconis just doing a great job. This oh, God, pardon me. I'm so embarrassed. I really hate coughing like that, but still a little bit congested, man. Maybe I need to go take some allergy medicine before the next game. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's awful. It seems at night it gets worse. You know, all day I'm like, wow, my allergies really toning down a little bit. And as soon as it gets dark out, it's like, all right, allergies are coming back. So yeah, but it's going to be rough. I mean, Emerald Warden definitely can carry. The issue is he ever going to have enough farm to make up the disparity that he's been at against this Draconis throughout this whole game? And at this point, I kind of want to say no. I mean, unless he picks up a whole bunch of kills in these upcoming team fights, maybe if he gets a quad kill in the next big team fight, then we'll talk. But he's just picked up a Shrunken Head. Draconis is basically an item ahead of him. He's got a Shrunken Head plus a Nullstone here. So Draconis is a bit tankier, hits a lot harder, and just overall has a little bit more of a stronger presence right now. Polywog Priest has that portal key. He's had it for quite some time, and it's going to be all about initiation here between Polywog Priest and Rampage. Who's going to get that first blink and first hit off? See Fade in the trees here, looking to make something happen, has the reflection on, and has it for another 24 seconds or so. So if this tower goes down, you'd expect Fade to just run straight in here and make it happen. Glyph going to be used, and the tower going to stay alive a little bit longer. Draconis just baiting so hard right there, hoping that someone would initiate on him so the team could follow up. Polywog Priest and Fade just hiding in the trees, looking to make it happen. Fortunately, though, Fade's ulti is going to fall off, and they may have to do this the old-fashioned way, so to speak. Tower going to fall. Is the follow-up going to continue? There we go. Here's the fight. Wretched Hag going to come in. Pyromancer going to get caught. A beautiful Bat Blast going to connect with a whole bunch of heroes. Emerald Warden does get the Shrunken Head off, but I don't know that it's going to be enough. Rampage in big trouble. That's what we were talking about. He gets initiated on. The portal key is completely useless and actually does more damage, or it hurts more than it helps, I guess I should say. It's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange. Very convincing fight for our Hellborn team. Now 13k golden experience ahead. They're going to be able to do considerable damage to this tier 3. Of course, no Glyph right now. So they very well may lose this tier 3 tower. Bubble's going to throw a Shell Surf, but just going to tickle the likes of this Hellborn team here. Wow, man. It's looking very, very good for Team Auto.
Yeah, definitely. Just now we see that Draconis actually wanted to bait for the initiation of Legion team. So unfortunately, they got initiated on by Polywog Priest. So well played by Polywog Priest down there. Actually caused the initiation to go on. So managed to call one of the heroes. I can't remember who was it, but yeah, actually well played down there.
Yeah, the initiation started on Pyromancer, but the key to that fight, I think, was, or well, really from the Legion perspective, is kind of what was their plan. You know, going in there, you know you don't have the Glyph because you just use it to hold off the push. So you either need to be in a position to deny that tower and then take a team fight right away, engage before that tower goes down for the added DPS, or just say, you know what, we're going to sacrifice this tower. It's not worth it. Let's take a step back and just turtle up in the base. The tower fell, and then they simply just got initiated on. And it almost seemed like, well, what did you think was going to happen? Of course they're going to kill the tower and then hop on you with their portal keys. They either needed to be ready to engage that, or they needed to be ready to run. And they just didn't have that decisive action, and I think that's really what cost them that fight. We may actually see another fight here. Fade's going to be invisible. She's going to open onto Pyromancer here. Pyro going to fall before the fight even starts. Doesn't get a single spell off. This tower is pretty low, but it's doing a lot of extra damage. Emerald Warden does have a Shrunken Head on, but taking a lot of tower shots here. Looking like the Hellborn team may be able to clean this up pretty damn well. Bubble's going to throw the Kelp Field, but he's going to head for the hills. The Legion team will scatter about, and that's going to keep a bunch of them alive. Bubble's going to be able to blink and then port out, but oh no, Glacia's going to get caught by the portal key Polywog Priest. I think that's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange, and the tower gets denied. That really couldn't have gone much better for the Hellborn side. If only they could have finished off Emerald Warden. But sort of just as I was talking about it, sort of the same kind of a thing, but just on the opposite sides of the coin. The Hellborn team there, they got in position to secure a deny and then initiate it as well. What the Hellborn team did right there is exactly what Team CAPR needed to do in that last fight. Unfortunately, they didn't, and now it's going to cost them their top laner Wraths.
Yeah, that's right. So I don't really know what is the main reason to cause them to lose. Maybe it's the crowd control problem, but well, they really need to capitalize on their teamwork, and they have not been really doing very well because, as you can see, there's a fate in this game, and they did not even get any ref ward down there, and looks like there's an engage going on. Draconis is going to turn his back onto Rampage, and Rampage is in big trouble. So, well, Rampage is going for Aluna, Draconis is going for the back end of the Legion team, just dominating everyone. So, wow. So, wow.
Yeah, Draconis really doing a lot of work in that fight. Another 3-for-0 exchange, and yeah, nice 20k gold, 20k experience lead for Team Auto. They are in great shape. Glancing at that GPM chart, I don't think they're going to be able to overtake this Draconis. I mean, now just below that 500 GPM mark, I think you can officially say that just this Draconis has kind of snowballed. And here he may clear Legion Ancients. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take some free Ancients here. No problemo. Using that Blazing Flight. Oh, God, that DPS is just insane. So, on the note of Wards of Rev, though, you're exactly right. Some Wards of Revelation would go a long way in this match. But Pyromancer actually did buy an eye. He had a bound eye in his inventory maybe 7 minutes ago, something like that. But if you notice in those last few team fights, he was actually the one that went down almost right away. And in the team fights, I missed it, but I'm pretty sure the eye got destroyed the first fight that it was a part of. So, unfortunately, Pyromancer probably not the best hero to carry around the bound eye, and of course they did lose it. Also, Polywog Priest now has a Nullstone. That's 3 Nullstones for the Hellborn team. Countering Rampage, 1 Nullstone at a time. Oh, Polywog Priest going to go ahead and engage on a Pyromancer here. He's going to get the Ward Trap off. I don't know if the DPS is going to be there. Oh, the red Power Throw going to come in just a little bit too late. If only they had communicated it a little bit more effectively, Luna could have picked up that kill, no problem. The action going to continue here. Rampage going to be the one to get initiated on. Now Bubble's going to take a lot of damage. He almost survives, but he's going to fall to a dot. Rampage actually going to fall as well. Pyromancer does get the ulti onto Fade. Fade does fall in the end, but at what cost? And that cost is going to be 3 of his teammates. Looks like it will be a 4-for-1 exchange here, as Emerald Warden is going to get engaged on. He is on the defensive, but I don't know he's going to be able to survive this. Wretched Hag going to dive the base. Gwen going to heal him up a little bit. They're going to square up, and Hag may actually die. Nope, going to be able to blink and disjoint that last tower auto attack. And we're going to see a hat trick here come out for from Draconis. That's going to be a genocide, a 1-for-5 exchange. Of course, that top lane of Rax is already down. Creeps pushing in and taking out some of the huts and whatnot. And it looks like they may opt to just split push here, take out the last remaining tier 2 towers in the mid and bottom, and just pressure the base. Beautiful execution from Team Auto. This was the team that we mentioned, Smurf accounts. A lot of 1500 accounts here. Didn't know what to expect, and damn are they playing well, man. Their team synergy really seems to be spot on in this round of 32 matchup.
I totally agree with you. They really, I mean, their teamwork are really well executed, and there's almost no flaw in it. I mean, look at Draconis. He's I really don't know how to say it, but Draconis alone is able to take out 5 of their team. So
he's melting phases.
Yeah, I mean, they really can't stop Draconis at this point of time, and I don't know if what else they can do. And yeah, that's pretty much so. And Polywog Priest is really doing a really good job down there, assisting Dragon is down there, doing his crowd control on his opponent. So,
yep.
Wow,
exactly right.
I'm really amazed.
This Polywog Priest is having a hell of a game as well. He is what's his score? He's 7-2-13, but he has just been initiating so well. It seems he's been making great use of his portal key for all of those opportunities when he could initiate on someone. It seems he's pretty much there, ready to go. And his initiation has really been spot on. Bubbles has now picked up his portal key. Perhaps that will help things a little bit. Not going to help Pyromancer, though, as he gets engaged on by this Fade. Unfortunately, Pyro not having the best game. 2-9-5, looking at his inventory. Just doesn't have a whole lot, man. Really unfortunate for Pyromancer.
Yeah, this is definitely really, I mean, Hellborn team, they really proved me wrong that, and they really make 1500 players look really scary. I mean, you see, they are just 1500, but wow, look at their gameplay. They are really strong player. And look at the GPM chart. their supporter, Luna, actually beats anyone from
Yep.
the Legion team. And
Yeah, that's always a scary sign when the lowest on one team is higher than the highest on the opposition. And now actually a bit higher as Kongor falls. Of course, Draconis is going to be the one to pick up the token of life. He's now picked up a Whispering Helm, so Draconis has some lifesteal as well as a Savage Mace for a little bit of that true strike. If you thought Draconis was scary before, he is significantly more scary now, hitting for just around the 275 per auto attack, something like that, where we were kind of marveling at the damage that Rampage does earlier on, but now Draconis is the one to be marveled at. Down in the bottom lane, we do see some initiation. The Bat Blast going to connect with only Rampage, and it may be enough to secure a kill. Where's the power throw from Aluna? I'm waiting for it, and it's not coming, unfortunately. Could have been a kill, but they're just going to settle for taking that bottom lane of Rax. The Voodoo Wards come down. They're going to head to the mid, and the Tier 3 tower falls. The last lane of Rax are exposed, and I think it is just a matter of time at this point before Team Auto pushes in for the win. Once the super creeps come out, we'll probably see one last team fight, and then this poor world tree is gonna get turned into a fiery abyss. GGs do come out though from Mr. Pyromancer. Is this gonna be the one last ditch effort here in this team fight before we see him officially tap out, man?
yeah, that's right. So a GG well played has been caught. So well, they are not considering, they are still playing the game. But look at Draconis. Oh my god, he's just killing everyone from there, and he has a token of life, so he has no fear. Just go for the fountain.
No fear,
there
go
he
for the
goes.
fountain. Yeah, he's gonna fall, but yeah, the creep's gonna do most of the work for him here. He's gonna pop back up. He's gonna have that shrunken head up in a couple of seconds here, so maybe able to make it rain all over again. And here he goes, just so beefy. This is what this hero is all about, guys. He is absolutely a hard carry. If he gets enough farm, that damage output is just ridiculous. And the Cataclysmic Assault, so powerful as well. It doesn't last that long, but it's only a 30-second cooldown. It allows him to put out so much split damage that in these late game team fights, it's just ridiculous the amount of AoE damage that he can put out. 22% of the overall hero damage done. Gonna go to Draconis in that game when it's all said and done. But GG, well played by both sides. Not a bad game for us here, Min. And of course, we do see Team Auto advancing into the round of 16. And I was just going to say we can take a look at the final match stats here as a final tally of the score, but it's not going to pop up for me. Oh, there we go. So there you have it, 11-0 and 14 Draconis. Pretty damn close to a perfect Draconis game, if you ask me, man. 250 APM on Mr. P-Car Lord G.
P-Car Lord G. Yeah, definitely. That's really a high APM, and even I myself can't hit 200, and 257 is like insane.
Yeah.
It's like incredibly high, and yeah, really overpowered Draconis, 11, 0, and 14 with almost 600 GPM. So
Yeah.
perfect Draconis for the
Wow.
game.
Hell of a game. Can't wait to see how Team Auto continues throughout the brackets. Certainly one of the more powerful teams we've seen thus far. Once again, guys, I'm Zyori. With me is Min. We have plenty more Heroes of New Earth action coming your way here for the Kuala Lumpur offline qualifier.